what exactly in the OKTA architect area? So in this picture is the complete solution, how we are deploying Okta, okay, in the infrastructure, and how Okta is behaving with the rest of the components, or you can say the rest of the entities which is associated to Okta to make in our network a complete solution for our activities or whatever the things we are going to do in the IAM practice side. Okay. So in this picture, if you go through in the right hand side first, okay. So in the right hand side, we are having our Active Directory, we are having our local users, remote user parameters, okay, partners, sorry. So the Active Directory, what exactly that the Active Directory it is? As I told you, Active Directory is nothing but a repository through which we can get or we can have our all the users resources, our all objects related to the file groups, okay, printer devices, whatever the digital identities it is to be there, we are kept secure in our Active Directory area, okay. And the thing which is on the left hand side, we are having our Okta, okay, which is a cloud side, okay. This is in the right hand side, we are having our network, okay. Network means on side area, like on prem kind of activity it is to be there, okay. In the left hand side is completely on the cloud side. So in between we are having the firewall who can make secure for our security purpose, for our DMZ creating purpose. So there should be some firewall over there which restricts any kind of suspicious activity or any kind of suspicious login or intruder or hacker who are going to trying to achieve our network in the Okta side. They are not going to do this kind of activity, okay. So Okta Active Directory and the Okta, how they are going to connect? These are going to be connect with the help of our Okta AD agents. So there is an agent, or you can say the connector, or you. We are not going to say this is a connector. It's a completely agent which is helpful for us, or which will create such a boundary, or such which will create a not the boundary, which will create a bridge between our Active Directory to the Okta to sync our users, our groups, our all of the files which is to be there, to sync with that and make a connection between both of them. Okay. So Okta AD agent, inside that Okta AD agent, we are having the services. Okay. AD agent services, which is going to be play a role to make a bridge between our Active Directory and Okta. So whatever the things which we are having in our Active Directory, that they are directly get to connect with my Okta. So as you already know, Okta is a cloud-based identity access management platform which provide you the secure authentication, authorization, and the user identity management kind of activity. So in this architect, it is designed to be scalable, highly available, or you can say that it is a secure integration between both cloud side and on-prem environment area. Okay, I'll give you one more walkthrough on that side in a pictorial format. What exactly this diagram is telling to us.
Karan, I have one question. Is
Yep.
that like AD agent is something that we are installing on the Windows server, or is it like we are creating a service account and then we are integrating the AD with the application?
Yeah, I tell you that thing. I'm going on that side. Just give me one sec. Okay. Firstly, I am explaining on that thing. Okay. Let's say there is a boundary. You can say this is the on-prem area, and this is your cloud area. In cloud, we are having the Okta. Correct? My solution. Okay. So what will happen in on-prem side? I do have an AD. I do have an AD, and in my cloud side, I do have a Okta. Okay. AD and Okta. So I want to make a connection between both of them. Okay. What ADs contain? AD contain my users information, groups information, correct? My device information, what all the devices I am having, my folder information, Okay, what all the folders I having. My device is in device, everything is coming, guys, like your laptop machine, your server information, your any kind of device, printer and all. Okay, and SharePoint information, share file, share drive, you can say. Okay, so these kind of information which is to be kept inside my AD. Okay, now I want that this information is right now totally blank. Till so far my organization dealing with AD, but AD is not good enough to do certain kind of activity in the IAM perspective way. Okay, there is no such SSO, there is no such MFA, there is no such LCM kind of process is going to be happen in my AD side. So what my organization say, they want it now. They are going to deploy Okta in their infrastructure. Okay, if they are going to make Okta as a solution for their infrastructure, so everything is going to be managed in the sense like whatever the applications they are having, the organization application, whatever the application they are having. Okay, whatever the lab cycle kind of activity they are doing, whatever the automation kind of activity they are doing. Okay, whatever the security side MFA kind of activity they are doing. Okay, and they are connecting with third party application, so API access management, it is to be there, API. Okay, and similarly if my organization want to connect with some other organization, so who can do this kind of activity? Only Okta, because Okta is a complete solution. Correct. Now the thing is very simple. My guys, my users, my all the things are be kept inside the AD. Okay, I want all of the things came to my cloud area, which is a Okta. Okay, so who can make this bridge? The bridge has been come by AD agent, which is AD agent means Okta AD agent. Okta gives you one agent who can gives, who can prepare one service account in my AD to make a sync between Okta and AD. Okay, so once it is going to be make a sync between Okta and AD with the help of this service account, because this Okta AD agent is just an agent, but it will, there is having a service account in it, which is reside inside my AD. Through that way, I can see or I can be able to make a sync between my AD to Okta. So once I am importing any kind of user from Okta side, from where? From AD. They are going from here to here, from on-prem to cloud area. Okay. So this is how we are supposed to do in the AD architect. Not AD architect, this is an integration between like Okta and AD. But my architect is something different. This is a small part of the architect of Okta.
Then, what
Yes,
is the service agent is going to do between? They are going to integrate between the Okta and the
AD,
AD.
Okta and
Is there
AD.
going to is there going to share the information from AD to Okta? How
Yes,
it works actually?
yes, yes. So what exactly the things? It is helpful for us to make a sync between
Mm-hmm.
my Okta to AD. Oh, sorry, AD to Okta. AD to Okta. Okay. So whatever the things related to the information, okay, related to the import part, related to the group push area, okay. So these all information has been taken care by my this Okta AD agent or this service account, which is to be kept inside my AD. Okay. So I'll once we create a lab over here, okay, so we can see all this kind of activity which is going to be happen, or we can see our AD. Inside our AD, there should be one service account reside over there, which is a Okta service account. Okay, which is helpful us to make a sync between AD to Okta. So whatever the information you wanted to take it from AD, that is directly go to your cloud area. Okay. Eventually, what we are going to target or AD, or how we are making an integration between AD to Okta, just for our user side, we want the information of the users, where exactly our users are residing. Okay, or whatever the groups are be there. Okay, what all that the service accounts are be there. Okay, so these all the three information majorly we can get connect with that Okta or make an integration between Okta to AD. Okay, so this is how we are going to touch or integrate our Okta and AD with the help of Okta AD agent. Okay, once we are doing certain kind of practical, so that all the things you it is going to be visualized. Right now, I am giving you a theoretical aspect just to get to understand what exactly the things it is to be there. Okay,
Okay.
so this is the one part. AD is the one part. Okay, information coming from AD to Okta with the help of Okta AD agent. Okay, now it is in the cloud, so that is also be connected with lot of applications. Okay, which is running on your cloud side area, like your Zoom application, your O365 application, your Zendex application, your ServiceNow application, your SAP application, your Salesforce application. Okay, so my users are coming from here to here. Now user is be this area. A user want to authenticate themselves in this area. Okay, he wanted to use all those applications which are running in the cloud side. So how user or how this user is going to authenticate in all those applications, then in terms with over here it is comes with the integration between Okta to application. So over here, whether we are going to integration between Okta to AD, that we with the help of OAG. Okay, whether we are going to do any kind of integration between Okta to applications with the help of, now this terms is comes with the SSO methods, or we call it is a SSO authentication protocols. Okay, so in that parameter, what we can say from Okta to applications. So right now Okta became your IDP and application will become your service provider because it is providing the services. Okay, so from IDP to SP, we wanted to get connect with both of the things. So we are having multiple protocols. Protocols in the way of SAML, OAuth, or OIDC. Okay, this whole picture we can do practical. Okay, I'm just giving you a theoretical hint over there what exactly the things are with there. Not only Okta is just a solution, okay, which is implemented by your organization. So if the organization is implemented Okta in its parameter, so what all the things which is related to the work for an organization, so Okta can do this kind of activity. But we get to know what kind of the applications are running over there, what is the kind of applications are used by your organization. We get to know what all the downstream kind of applications are be there. Okay, where exactly your repositories are residing. Okay, either AD, either your Azure platform, either on your AWS platform, either on your GCP platform, where exactly your user is. Okay, so this is how we need to get integrate. Okay, then rest of the activity comes in this picture. Over here you see one of the component of IAM SSO, correct? Now over here you can see in Okta, in the user side, lifecycle management kind of component you can see. Okay, Similarly, whether the SSO it is going to be happen, we can see also multi-factor authentication. How user get authenticate in application and it will be notify and verify by multi-factor authentication. So you again the new component comes in this picture. Okay, how what kind of user there are? We are having multiple kind of user like full-time users, part-time user, contract user, vendors are be there. Okay, so for all of the four kind of users, are they able to get access on those applications? Then we prepare policies, correct? Our policies for authentication purpose. So over here we can see authentication and authorization. So all over the things which I taught you in previous sessions related to the IAM terminologies and all. So you can see complete all of the things in your Okta platform. How Okta is dealing all of the activities. Okay. For application part, SSO will be there. For application part, MFA should be there. Okay. For self-service kind of activity, life cycle management it is to be there. For automation purpose, we are having workflows. Okay. For our connectivity for rest of the other applications, we do have a API access management. Okay. For management perspective, we are having the reports. Okay. For your creation of rules and groups, we are having policies and rules. Okay. For users, for get connect with the authoritative source like your AD. So we are having the users, groups, everything. So these all the terms which you have seen over here, these are the terminologies you already know in the IAM side. Whether I am talking about IAM so many times, so IAM provide lot of kind of products. There is lot of products through which we can establish IAM for an organization. Okay, so Okta is one of the product. So if Okta is one of the product, so it means that it is having the those capabilities, those features which the IAM is having. Okay, so that's why any kind of organization who is dealing with authentication and authorization for an enterprise level, so Okta is the best solution for them. Okay, now I'll give you one highlight about that the Okta console. Okay, so you can easily see how this kind of activities look like. Okay, just give me one sec. Okay, so this is the one of that the Okta console. Okay, once you registered yourself for the 30 days trial, okay, so you will find this kind of link in your email ID. Okay, so you see this is the trial hyphen this is in and I am the administrator. Whenever you are going to create your account in Okta by your work email ID, so by default you are the administrator. By default you are the administrator. So if you are the administrator, you are having much more privilege to work or to do or go inside each and every aspect of your Okta tenant area. Okay. So this is the one of the console of the Okta. Over here, they changes little bit of the things in the UI part. Okay. So it's a start from dashboard, then directory, then customization, then application wizard. Okay, menu, then security menu, then workflow menu, then last we are having the reports section, reports and settings. Settings are self-service kind of activity for this UI. Okay, so in the dashboard we can walk through all of those things which is to be written over here like dashboard, task, agent, notification. In directory part we can came across what all the users, how the users are be there, how the users are be created, where exactly we can get the users, are they visible or not visible. So we can find each and every user in this tab, we can find each and every group in this tab, what all the devices are going to be connected with Okta we can see in the device tab. Profile editor, Profile editor generally tells that what all the profile of my users devices, what all the things are with there, I can check over in the profile editor area. I can edit it, I can customize it. Okay, so we can do all this kind of activity in profile editor. Then we are having the directory integration. As I'm telling to you in this picture, previous picture which I created in the paint. So directory integration. So Okta, inside the Okta wizard, there is a tab which is a directory integration. How you can integrate the directories. Directories means active directories or LDAP directories or whatever the file or any of the repository you wanted to integrate with Okta. Why we required this kind of thing? Because right now my Okta is totally blank, there is no such user. Okay, now I'm going to deploy this Okta tenant for one of my organization to do IAM kind of practice with the help of Okta itself. Once I get connect with Okta for my organization or establishing Okta for any kind of organization, so whatever the things is going on in the organization, it is going to be taken care by the Okta itself. Okay, so what the Okta required? They required users, correct? Either we can create user, either we can get the user from external side. Okay, we required groups. So either the groups we can create or either we can get from that the external area. External means like either the cloud application side or either from the Active Directory area. Correct. Similarly, we can register our devices with the help of device integration over here in the Okta. So my device going to be visualized over here. All of the devices through which my organization is capable. Like my organization wants, not want. In my organization, most of the guys using Windows machine. Most of the guys using iOS machine. Similarly, most of the guys using Android devices. Similarly, most of the guys using iPhone devices. Okay, Windows devices. So these all the devices are going to be registered in my organization. So I can see in the device section. Okay. Then customization part. If my organization want any kind of customization, the look and feel of my logo, the user registration area, once the user is landing first time in that the application, how it is to their end user dashboard look like, how the administrator dashboard look like. So I can do lot of customization over here. Okay, not only this area, I want my application from my organization side, one of the template which is going to be notify my user, like this is the organization how this notify my user. So I can create and build the emails. Okay, in that the email section area. So that is kind of activity we can do in the customization side. I can walk you through each and every tab. Okay, no worries about that part. I can walk you through each and every tab practically. I can teach you, or in our session I can guide you what exactly in that step you can do or how you can do that kind of activities. Okay, similarly in the security area, we get to know what is the health of our organization. We can see in the health insight area. Okay, right now my organizational health is 56%. So there are a lot of criticality part it is to be there. If I mitigate the criticality or done the criticality size over here, so my graph is going to be increased. So it's good practice. You can increase or make sure this graph is going to be completed like 18 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. So this graph should be more than 80%. It is a good side. Good sign means if the health of your organization is good. Okay, so this is how we are supposed to maintaining in Okta Health Insight. I'll do this thing in a practical way. Similarly, that authenticators, I teach you about that part. What all the authenticators we are having? Authenticators are nothing but what kind of MFA, from where we will get the MFA, like multi-factor authentications, where we will get this multi-factor authentication. So there should be some authenticators, like email is your one of the authenticator, correct? Your password is one of the authenticator through which you are going to authenticate yourself. Okay, and I establish or set up Okta Verify. So that's why Okta Verify is come over here. If my organization want some other authenticators, I can add the authenticator also. Okay, through which I can authenticate myself or my organization's users, like email, Okta Verify, Google Security, Google Authenticator, Custom Authenticator, Fido key, okay, or we are having more like phone, okay, and your YubiKey, okay, smart card, security question. So these are all that the authenticators, okay, through which I can help my organization, like those guys who are going to connect my application, those guys who are going to connect Okta. So if I am having a certain kind of policy for creating this authenticator or adding those authenticator, I can set up in their profile. So every time they are going to authenticate themselves or accessing this Okta platform, they will came across these kind of authenticator for second layer of security. Okay, after entering their password also. Okay, so this is
And
one
can
of
we
the,
integrate 40 authenticator as well? I don't see that option.
which one?
40 authenticator. Do we have that option to integrate?
40.
Yeah, like it's from Fortinet.
No, right now these whatever the authenticator you have seen over here, these are the only authenticators which we can work in Okta. Okay,
Okay, and I have one more question. Under the devices, is there like, can we integrate all these network devices as well? And do we have an option to integrate the radius as well?
integrate with Radius, yes.
Yeah.
So we are having the device assurance policy and the device integration side. Okay, so whatever the devices you are having, so you can integrate over here, like adding the platform, what the platform the device is having. Okay,
Okay.
and you can tell that either iOS device, Android device, or desktop device it is to be there. So you can add those endpoint devices over there. Even their secret certificate authorities it is to be given by Okta. Okta certification authority it is to be there. So you can add rest of that the certification authority if you are having. Similarly, endpoint security it is to be there. Right now, I think two Cloud Strike and the this one Windows. Now this third one is comes in this picture like Chrome device trust it is to be there. Okay, so these are the some of the capabilities which the Okta is having. Okay, so if you wanted to go ahead on that area, because this is a trial version, so might be some of the things which is not to be visualized completely over here. Some of the tabs only. Okay, some of the tabs not be there might be, but I think they are come up with a lot of other things like over here device access. Okay, so there are a lot of things comes in this picture right now. They had changed their most of the UI part as I seen. Some of the new tabs are here. Okay, so this
What
is
is
how
the use case of integrating the endpoint security with Okta? Like, can you give me any one of the?
endpoint security like the thing it is. Have you came across like Cloud Strike or this one
Yeah, I am aware of CrowdStrike
Windows
EDR.
security? Yeah. So whatever the things if you are having integrated like in your organization is having the Windows devices. Okay. So in the Windows devices platform, so we are having the endpoint security like this one, Microsoft one. Correct? Windows Security Center or Windows Security device from the Windows side one, Microsoft side area. So whatever the things which is coming from that the external side. So firstly, this is should be enabled or either be up and running. So you see the Zscaler, Cloud Strike somewhere in your machine. Like recently, one of that the blue screen kind of activities happened. I think last year.
Yeah, yeah, last year, right.
So what happened on that side in Microsoft having a tie-up with the sorry Windows, yeah, Microsoft Windows having the tie-up with the CloudStrike. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, so what will happen on that side in the CloudStrike area? They are updating some of the file. One of the file is missing at the time of updation. Okay, so that's why their Windows machine is not going to be pull up. That's why it is showing the blue screen on that time. Okay, so this is how this kind of endpoint security will measure on that side. Okay, so it will figure it out what kind of operating systems you are having and how we are going to kept secure with these kind of activities. These are the big organization, CloudStrike, Windows on. So So for Microsoft having the Windows Security Center, and Cloud is like is a different organization. Okay, so they are help us to make sure our endpoint securities. Not only for our machine, it's helpful for the how we are our from our organization side, our inside network side, how our organization accessing rest of the cloud application, so it is in the secure manner. So that's why the thing it is here. If something anything suspicious over there, they are not going to be get inside or download something or anything. They are not going to touch their area. Okay, so they are restricting on that kind. Okay, you got my point.
Sorry, I did not get the use case again. Like, why? What is the purpose of
Mhm.
integrating the CrowdStrike? You can say,
Like I tell you
idea.
like that. Yeah, the thing it is over here, it is very much simple. In your organization, do you have Windows and iOS machine? Correct. In your organization they are having these kind of machines are be there. Okay, so if their machines are be there, so all those machines are be now taken care by that the Okta site. Okay, because your machine has been registered or get enrolled with that Okta. Okay, now the responsibility of the Okta it is to be there. Whatever the things it is going to be done or having in your device side, it will taken care by the Okta itself. Okay, so that's why Okta gives us two kinds of activity for your machine side, so that your machine going to be secure on the security aspects. Basically, that's
But
the
that
that's the
is already done by CrowdStrike Falcon sensor. I mean, like once we install there, whatever the action that we want to take on Windows machine, that can be taken care by CrowdStrike console itself. So, like,
cloud side console itself it is to be there, but right now you are managing all your infrastructure with the Okta, na?
okay, so it's for a single console to
Yeah,
manage everything.
yes. So there is a single concern. That's why I'm saying to you, everything it is comes to the Okta right now. So it's the Okta responsibility. You are implementing Okta. Okay, so you are not worry about that part to buy, purchase, or inbuild and get a third party tool or whatever the tool it is in the market, because now Okta responsibility is there to manage your complete solution. That's why I'm saying you every time it's a complete solution for the security aspect and for your infrastructure aspect. Okay, so whatever the things you have seen in your organization, software wise, your device side, your network area side, so all of the things now taken care by the Okta. Okay, you according as a Okta architect or as a Okta administrator, you need to think what kind of policy, what kind of rules, what kind of authentication policies or global session policies I need to create. Okay, to make my infrastructure secure. Okay, so this is the main task or main working of the Okta administrator and the architect. Those guys who are implementing Okta for an organization. Okay, so this is kind of things. Okta, here we are learning Okta in a, you can say, uh, from the starting side right now. Okay, it's a beginning. Okay, once you see the Okta projects, how the Okta projects it is to be there, on that project you can see the n number kind of things are be in a one space only. Okay, so over there you can see there are a lot of couple of things in the network side, lot of couple of things in the enrollment kind of area. Okay, so you see we are preparing a lot of things, like we are creating zones, we are establishing that the IP zones and everything, firewall we are putting, lots of the things we are putting in the network side. But if we are implementing Okta, so we just to get to know all the IP numbers, and eventually we get to know the what all the IP numbers, what all the suspicious location, what all that the bad gateways and other thing it is to be there, we can put over here. Okay, and Okta will restrict or either Okta will allow their users to go ahead and work on that area. Okay, so these are the things only taken care by the Okta itself. That's why Okta, uh, not Okta, whatever the tools which is comes in the market, in the IAM perspective side. So these tools behaving like a complete thing for an organization. So Okta is just one of the thing, one of the tool who is work for your enterprise level kind of things. Enterprise means work for organizations kind of activities. What how the organizations are doing their activities day to day, or how they are managing their identities. Okay. So these are the things, and the rest of the things, whether with any automations kind of activity came across in the organization. So Okta gives us one of that, the Okta workflow console over here, through which we can create the workflows to make the process in a automation kind of things, like onboarding the users, eventually triggering the notification emails, eventually any users who is not completely uh, past 90 days his id is not going to do any kind of activity, automatically is like offboarded from that the project, offboarded from that the console, offboarded from that the Okta tenant area, his access is going to be revoked. So life cycle kind of activity we can work in that the automations kind of things. Okay, so this is the complete solution. I will gone through each and every aspect, so it's quite easy to you to understand on that side. The thing which I'm telling to you, the directory side, this is the page. Okay, so I am going to get connect from Okta side. This is the page through which I am going to connect my external active directories. External means the it is not from that the cloud area, it is from that the external side, either the on-prem side, either on the cloud side. But majorly this portion directory integration tells me where exactly my on-prem kind of directory ad directory it is to be there, I wanted to get connect with them. Okay, so through that way I am directly go to the add active directory, the same picture will come up. Okay, this is my corporate network. Inside the corporate network I do have a active directory. Okay, and in the cloud side I do have a Okta. Okay, so this is the way, like the with the help of Okta ad agents I'm going to provision and authenticate my users to that the Okta side. Okay, so that the agent, for the agent perspective, Okta gives you the Okta ad agent setup. So once I click the setup active directory, it will tell me to download the agent. Okay, so this agent will do and configure. After configuring the agent, it will fetch whatever the directory I do are having. Okay, whatever the directory it is I am having, it will fetch the details and send it over that the service account in that the active directory location, to make it the bridge between your active directory and Okta. Okay, so this kind of activity we can do the practical things. Okay, we can go one by one firstly. Okay, not go to in a fast track manner. Okay, so firstly that's why I'm saying to you practical is going to be started in the Okta side. So just hands on that area, get to set up your lab and all of the things. So it's quite easy for me and easy for you to understand how we can and where exactly we can start to work on that the Okta side. Okay, my first step it is to be to set up a active directory. Okay, even you don't know about that the active directory, I will give you one complete session on the active directory also. Okay, in half an hour I will give it to you that the overview of that the active directory, how the active directories look like. But in the practical side we need to create the active directory. So that's why I'm saying just set up a lab. Okay, so in that lab, without any theoretical lecture on the active directory, we can do the practical, how we can create the active directory. Okay, so in a project, what the thing it is to be comes to you on the project side, in the Okta side, it is to be like very much simple. Okay, what they are giving to you, what they will give to you. Sorry, the project guys, whether you are deploying in the project, they will give you the tenant of Okta. Okay, AD is already been set up. AD part is taken care by some other team member. Okay, this AD team is something different. But in Okta tenant, AD is already been integrated for you. You no need to integrate. Okay, applications are already been integrated with Okta, but some of the application you need to onboard or integrate. Okay, for your client. Like if I'm saying my client is TCS. Okay, TCS wants that the Okta setup. TCS is having the Okta. Okay, TCS is having the Okta. Okay, but TCS want some vendors are be there, some partners are be there. So they are having their applications. Okay, now TCS want that. So my all of that the users which are be their vendors partners who are using that application, their users get authenticate all those applications. So on that side, from Okta side, what the Okta developer will do, it will integrate all those application for their vendor side. Okay. So these are the couple of things we can get to know in a project way, or either firstly we get to know from our side, a learning side firstly, then we can come across what exactly the in the project side area, what the kind of activity we can perform. Okay. In that performance side, lot of the business cases, use cases, I will taught you. No problem about that part. Okay. I have a lot of business cases and use cases. Okay, the problems, whatever the business problems came across in the project side. Okay, so our basic understanding it is to be there from my end. Just we go slowly deep down in the each tab, which is to be over here, which I'm showing to you. Go each and every tab, so you can easily understand how the things are we are going to cover up in that the Okta side. Then you can easily understand why Okta is required. Okay, not to go fast, not to go slow, but first thing first, it's I going to require. So in coming session, like on Monday, I required uh, a complete thing from your end, basically. Okay. Firstly, you just create your account in Okta. Okay, that is the main thing. Either rest of the thing is fine. Okay, because if you are having the Okta tenant access, at least you are able to see this console and work. Either not building the AD and all. That is a secondary part. Okay, I will get connect with you to the cloud based application directly, not the Active Directory, because we required some of the users. Okay, users mean the entities from the external side. Internal side we can also create the entities, but we required how this integration is going to be performed actually. So that's why we required the external identities. Okay. So Revati, just check with the GoLogica team tomorrow. Okay, I think they are working tomorrow. So just check with them and
Yeah,
just confirm me in that area. Are you able to get a thing or not? Okay, Veena, you
sure.
are also in the group chat. Just if you are having any issue in creating that account and all, so you just tell me. Okay, or either you wanted to go ahead right now, you can create your account. It's a 2 minute task only. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. After the session, I'll create it.
Yeah.
If I come across anything, I'll just let you know.
Yeah, it's a not a big challenge over there. It's quite easy. Okay.